They'll spend most of their days under the water like that. They usually only come up at night. The air cools off to browse on grasses, at which point they eat about 150 pounds of grass. That's how they get so big. And when it looks like they're floating around under the water, what they're actually doing is standing on the riverbed bottoms. They're a little bit too big to swim. Most you really see them doing is pushing off with their feet, kind of gliding through the water. There's one up here by this second island, kind of coming up a little bit. Those large tan and white birds over there are pink-backed pelicans. Those birds will work together, herd fish in the shallower areas so that they can catch them easier. Now we do have some really rickety old bridges out here, guys, so make sure you stay safe as we go over. Don't hold anyone up, don't stand up yourself, and try not to rock my truck too much. I'd appreciate it. And if anyone on the truck is afraid of alligators, don't worry, because we don't have those out here. This is Africa and we have crocodiles instead. They're completely different animals. They're very large, very ferocious. They can actually completely crush the bones of their prey in a single snap, so I wouldn't suggest getting too close. Make sure everyone's staying seated for me, though. Thank you. Now when you see them sitting there with their mouths open, they're actually just trying to regulate their body temperature. They're not trying to scare you with their teeth. They're cold-blooded. That's the only way they can do it. We're going to head out of here, though. I think we're going to head over towards the savannah. We see something over there.
Simba 1, come in.
Jumbo Wilson, Simba 1 here.
Just wanted to let you know that my ground patrol has seen a lot of elephant activity near the red clay pits. You definitely want to check out that area.
All right, Wilson, thanks for the tip. We'll definitely head over there. Once this truck ahead of us starts moving, though, looks like we're stopped for something again. Now, this right here is the very best view of the whole reserve. The Serengeti Grassland stretch for hundreds of miles, and they are the superhighway for millions of migrating animals every single year. It's all part of that wild Africa Harambe is working so hard to protect. Over on the right-hand side, a couple reticulated giraffes just standing out in those trees. You can see over there. Now, they are the tallest animals out here in the savannah. Baby giraffes are about 6 feet tall. Adults are around 18 to 20 feet tall, and they're fully grown. Their name is, they are called reticulated giraffes because their name comes from the Latin word reticulata, which means net. Refers to that pattern they have all over them. I think it'd be really easy to spot a giraffe out in the savannah, but when they're standing amongst the trees, it can be really hard to find them. Now, the savanna grasslands are shaped by the animals who live out here. We have elephants who are kind of like bulldozers. They knock over trees, make room for new plants to grow. Giraffes trim away at the bottoms of trees to let more light in. Antelope and zebra will mow down the grasses, while we've got little nibblers like warthogs and gazelle to trim up the edges. In a balanced ecosystem like this one, there's more than enough food to go around for everyone. Just up ahead, these tall cones of earth, our termite mounds, are actually as hard as concrete. Elephants will use them as scratching posts because of that. Once they get worn down by the elephants, they look like the one up on the right-hand side there. Antelope and gazelle will jump up on top of them. Try and keep an eye out for predators like lions in the tall grass. Straight up ahead, you may be able to see there's a couple animals just a little bit further up on top of that hill. Those light, large tan ones, Patterson's eland, the largest antelope we have here in Africa. The large reddish brown ones are Ankoli cattle. Those horns grow about 6 feet across, about 20 centimeters around the base. They actually act as a radiator to help keep the animal cool when it gets really hot outside. You can see those giraffe again over off on the right-hand side as well, just standing underneath those trees. No, giraffes actually have the exact same number of bones in their neck as people do. They only have 7. They just have bigger ones. That's why sometimes it's really hard for them to bend their necks down. They're actually most vulnerable when they're bending down. There's those cattle again on the right-hand side. Now those horns are actually honeycombed on the inside, full of blood vessels. That's why they're light enough to hold up. That's how they radiate out that heat. Each horn is only about 35 pounds. One animal will hold about 70 pounds total. Just in front of the Patterson's eland, you may notice some tiny tan animals. Those aren't baby eland. Those are actually Thompson's gazelle, and they're fully grown right there at 60 pounds. That's just about as big as they get. They're also the second fastest animal on the savannah. They go about 55 miles an hour, which is pretty fast. Unless they're being chased by a cheetah, which they typically are. And in that case, it's not quite fast enough. Just next to them, a waterbuck, one of the only animals out here who doesn't migrate. Those large dark brown animals with the short curved horns are white-bearded wildebeests. They have one of the largest migrations left in the world today. About 1.5 million of them every single year will run through the African Serengeti. And a baby wildebeest can actually be up and running within about 5 to 10 minutes of birth.
What is your location? Over.
I'm just coming up on Monkey Point, Wilson.
Keep your eyes open for me. We picked up a baby elephant that was wandering off on its own. We can't find the mother. I'm afraid poachers may be in the reserve.
No, all right, Wilson, I'll definitely keep an eye out for you. Please. See any poachers today? I'll definitely tell you if I see anything, though. Alright, well, Monkey Point does get its name from a colony of mandrills we sometimes find over off on the left-hand side. They are the largest monkeys in the world. A full-grown male can be about 100 pounds. You can always identify them by their bright little red markings. They're very social animals. They congregate in large groups, but they do tend to be kind of shy around people, so we don't always get to see them. We're going to head over towards those red clay pits, though, the ones that Wilson was talking about. Maybe find a couple elephants over there. Just going to turn the radio on as we head over there. Let's see.